This video will show you how to spot crypto market peaks, how to spot altcoin market peaks, and to sell at the perfect time. If you don't know me, my name is Robin, and I've mentored over 1,000 investors in crypto and helped them to get from $10,000 to $100,000 and from $100,000 to $1 million. So let's get into this. Now I will show you 5 different ways to spot crypto or altcoin market peaks, and it's best if you use them all in combination because all of them are just probabilities basically. An indicator alone is basically only a tool, and if you don't have someone who knows and has the skills on how to use this tool, then the tool is worthless. So I will show you exactly how to use those tools to the best possible way. So let's directly dive into this. Don't just look at the USD value of your altcoins. Always compare your altcoins against Bitcoin. There's one simple reason why this is important. You always want to hold a currency which outperforms Bitcoin. Otherwise, you have no reason at all to basically argue why you hold a higher risk currency for a lower return. Bitcoin is the lowest risk cryptocurrency out there if you don't count in stablecoins. So holding Bitcoin is the first go-to solution. If you go to altcoins to maximize your returns throughout a bull run, you should always remember this. And I have 2 charts. First of all, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Now, if you look at those 2 circles I made here in this wonderful green color, you will see that Ethereum in 2020 to 2021 outperformed Bitcoin by a lot. So if you see this chart going up, and you see it's here Ethereum against Bitcoin, this basically means, okay, holding Bitcoin right now is holding Ethereum is the better option and the better way for you to maximize your gains throughout the bull run. But if you go back a little, you will see that this price history ends here. But okay, let's go forward. But when you look at the current bull run, you basically see that Bitcoin was always the better coin to hold. There were like small or very short periods where you could hold Ethereum and basically made like some profits over there. But the general trend is downward. And if you compare most altcoins out there, this chart will look pretty similar. So you will have a lot of downwards, like basically just downtrends with some outperformance. So something like this. So most altcoins start by going up against Bitcoin in their early stages and then just going down. Now for Ethereum, especially like also for other majors, you want to hold them. Majors are like currencies like Solana and Ethereum. You only want to hold them if they start to outperform Bitcoin, if there is a trend switch. So if you see higher highs and higher lows. So pretty simple. Now, for example, if you look at this chart right here, you see that we are still in a downtrend. But if you would see that Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin and makes higher highs and higher lows against it, and we are still in an upwards movement, then you could say, okay, Ethereum in general would be the better hold right now. And then you could also say, okay, I will sell some of my Bitcoin positions into Ethereum for optimizing my gains that I make throughout the bull run. So you want to look out for something like this. One good chart where you can see that also in this bull run is the Solana BTC chart. So you saw that since July 2023, we basically started outperforming Bitcoin by a lot, meaning Solana would have been the better investment than Bitcoin. And you could argue that the risk that you have by holding Solana is okay because the outperformance or the performance of Solana against Bitcoin is basically verifying that. It's giving you a real argument why you should hold Solana. Now, as I said in the beginning, we want to look out for potential exits or potential peaks. Now, for those majors, if you see something like this happening, Now, you saw this crazy outperformance against Bitcoin in September 2022. Now, you could say, okay, this right here, this dump against Bitcoin, and we made lower highs, not lower lows, but we didn't close here. But basically, you saw that from here on, we were in a clear downtrend, meaning that this could have been a sign for you to understand, okay, now I exit my Ethereum position because it makes no sense at all, and I want to optimize my gains, so I switch from this specific altcoin into Bitcoin. Now, basically, you look for entries, looking at this chart. You can also look for exits, looking at downtrends or looking for downtrends. Now, you can also go one step further. So, for example, if you look at the RIF chart, you see that I compare RIF or denominate RIF in Solana. The reason behind it is basically that you should always search or look out for the lesser riskier asset. Meaning, if you are in the ecosystem of Solana, meaning you use Solana to buy, for example, RIF, then you could also say, okay, Solana is the next less riskier asset. So you could also say that, for example, for all the meme coins out there and all the coins which are launched on Solana, that you denominate them in Solana. And as long as they outperform Solana, they are the better high beta plays. So what are high beta plays? Let's look at Solana first. Solana is basically an infrastructure token. People use Solana to launch their tokens on Solana, and other people trade on Solana to buy those tokens. And Solana is basically gaining value through that. Now, if you look at WIF is just one specific coin in this big ecosystem. So you could either say, okay, I go into Solana and just bet on the whole ecosystem, or you could bet on one specific player because you think, okay, this specific player has a higher risk, but you could argue, okay, because of some reasons, this specific coin is the better hold than Solana. Now, if you zoom out a bit and look for exits or potential signs that you should exit this specific currency, then you can just compare this coin within this ecosystem to the ecosystem's token. You can also do the same for example, Ethereum. If you hold Paper, you could look at the performance of Paper against Ethereum. And still, you can also look at the performance of WIF against Bitcoin. All right. Now, if you look at this chart right here, you see that WIF outperformed Solana. So you could have held WIF right here because you see a clear outperformance against Solana. And you saw higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And this continued for quite some time. We will get into that in a second. So you saw that WIF outperformed Solana by a lot and then started to dump. And then we basically had just like a sideways phase, and then it went downwards. So clear downtrend. Now you could say, okay, based on that, if you see like weakness against the less riskier coin, then you could argue, okay, because I see this weakness right now, I would say it's a good time to get out of WIF and get back into the less risky asset. So you basically exit from a high risk asset into a low risk asset. And this is most of the magic. If you take profits and just continue on gambling into other higher risk assets, then this is no exit strategy. This is just continuation of gambling. This is the pure definition of gambling. If you are in a casino and you win $10,000 in blackjack, and then you head over to the poker table, you don't cash out, and you put all of your money back into the poker game. This is not an exit. This is not making money in the casino. This is just gambling. And this is basically the same in crypto. So you want to optimize for profits, but you also want to keep your wealth. And always, let's say your portfolio is worth $100,000, and you said in the beginning, okay, I will use $10,000 for meme coins. And then these 10% should stay the same to some degree. So for example, now you made a good RIF trade. Let's say you entered right here and you outperformed by a lot and your WIF position grew from $10,000 to $20,000 or whatever. Now, if you look at the overall portfolio value, you see that your portfolio went up from $100,000 to $110,000, but the initial 10% mark is broken. So you have to rebalance your portfolio. So you could say, or take some profits of WIF and continue gambling with them, but you take some profits out, so you balance your portfolio, that you always stay in this 10% area which you predefined, which you set up front. And this is also a reason why you need a good portfolio strategy. Otherwise, you will face some struggles. All right, now we see this outperformance, and this leads me actually to the next part. The life cycle of altcoins. And this is something a lot of people don't understand, and the reason for that is most people look for fundamental data or fundamentals in currencies and argue, okay, because of this holder growth and whatever, this specific coin will continue to go up and continue to outperform Bitcoin, continue to outperform Ethereum, continue to outperform Solana, whatever. Let's look, for example, at Render or at Tau or whatever. Now, if you look at the life cycles of coins, and specifically in bull markets, every currency, every cryptocurrency out there is overvalued. And the reason for that is that crypto as it is, like, there's only a very small percentage of real world usage right now. And if you look at the coins that currently pump, most of them pump because they are within a narrative or within a category which attracted a lot of interest, public interest. Now, if you know this, you have to understand how hype works, because in the end, like, attention is hype. So if a cryptocurrency is hyped, this directly means, okay, the coin will go up because more people will see it, more people will buy it because of it. So, and usually this hype phase is like, the usual length is 50 to 100 days. It varies a bit depending on how risky the currency is. If you bought into Sol, into WIF, for example, let's look at that. So WIF started outperform Solana, let's say from here on. And we had this performance till here. This are 50, close to 50 days. So you could basically say, if your coin is within this time frame, 50 to 100 days, you should look for exits, because hype only lasts so long. Now, this is important to understand, and you could also go deeper into it, but just understand, okay, hype is only like there for 50 to 100 days, and after that, the chances are pretty high that the public interest will go to another coin. So it doesn't mean that the overall altcoin cycle is over, but the cycle or the life cycle of this one specific coin is close to its end. It doesn't mean that it can't come back, but as you see right here, like, we started an outperformance again, and let's look at the days and how long it started to outperform from somewhere like here. Again, 55 days. So basically the same. We are again in this time frame, and you will see this pattern quite a lot. Now, you won't see this if you just look at the USD value. So understand this, and then you already have like a very good tool at hand to understand, okay, when is it time to enter or to exit my cryptocurrencies. Now, this life cycle of a coin, of an altcoin, is a very powerful tool, but can also lead to early exits. So don't just exit because the coin outperformed for 50 days or for 60 days or so on. But it's a good time to be cautious and understand, okay, maybe the hype will fade away quite soon. Okay, the next thing which is really important to understand is, we already talked about hype. Now, what are other indicators of hype and peaks and hype? And there, when we look at the last bull run, a lot of people talked about the flippening. That basically this means that Ethereum's market cap will be above Bitcoin's market cap. Total crap, of course. But this bull run, we will have something similar. We already see people talking about Solana's market cap flippening the one of Ethereum. So Of course, there are arguments for it, like in the last bull run as well. People said, okay, Bitcoin's the only value of Bitcoin is a store of value, even, or an inflationary hedge, basically. And they said Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, but it doesn't really fulfill its duty. So they looked at Ethereum. It has smart contracts. It was called smart money back then. Like Ethereum tokens were called smart money. And people said basically that because of this, Ethereum's value is higher than Bitcoin's. And because of this, we will see a flipping. Now, people often forget that for that to happen, there need to be a lot of capital coming into the market and a lot of capital only focusing on that specific coin. So those types of videos, posts, and so on, if you see a lot of them, a lot of people talking about Sol flipping ETH or Ethereum flipping Bitcoin or XRP flipping Bitcoin and all of that, if you see that, you can just Google it. If you see a lot of people talking about this, then you should also be cautious, because if it's just like a couple of channels and couple of posts about it, like you see right here on Reddit, we only have like mention in October, then in March, and then in June, and then in November 2021. So if you see a lot of people talking about it, if your news feed is basically filled by people talking about Sol flipping ETH, or your ex post, like a lot of people are talking about it. So if you see that happening, you should also be cautious, because in the last bull run, this was a very clear sign of extreme hype and extreme greed in the crypto market. So be cautious, don't overestimate the selling pressure of people who bought in early. Now, Sol was somewhere around $10 to $20 in the bear market, and a lot of people bought back then. A lot of smart investors bought, and they will sell 100%. They won't wait for another 20% or another 2x if Sol flips ETH and stuff like this. They don't care. They will take profits at one point. And the same was true in the last bull run for Ethereum, and the same is true for every other currency out there. So if you see that, that's a clear indication of maximum greed. Okay, now, another important point. We are in a meme coin cycle, meaning the category meme coins are one of the, or is the best performing category, if you like it or not. So you should have been invested into this space, and it's important to understand how this space works as well. So you can use this life cycle of an altcoin also in the meme coin space, especially in the meme coin space, because only hype drives prices over there. And you could also look at the Dogecoin dominance. Now, how do we do that? I'm sure somewhere you will find charts for that, but basically what you could also do is just head over to CoinGecko, look at the general market cap of the category meme coins. You can head over there by clicking on categories and then selecting memes, and then just like calculating it. You see that the Dogecoin market cap lays somewhere around 61 to 62 billion. And you see that the overall market cap is at 130 billion. Now, if you see that the dominance of Dogecoin falls on a continuous basis, like you can basically just look at this market cap chart right here, and if you see that this dominance compared to the overall market cap of meme coins starts falling, this is first of all a sign that other meme coins are gaining traction or will gain traction, because you have to understand flows in crypto, and if someone invested in Dogecoin, the likelihood of this person also investing in other meme coins is very high. So usually what you see is that the market cap of Dogecoin shrinks and other meme coins start exploding. We also had that in the last cycle when Dogecoin wasn't the big thing anymore and everyone was investing in Shiba Inu. And Shiba Inu went on a 1 month run where it made like over 100x. So this will happen again, and then you will see other meme coins explode. And this is a very good time to be invested in meme coins, but also a time to be cautious, because if you see that the dominance of Dogecoin is at the bottom, like it's not moving at all for a couple of days, this is a clear sign that we are close to an end of a meme coin cycle. So as soon as you see the market cap of Dogecoin in relation to the overall market cap of the meme coin space, like if it's not moving in a clear way, you could pretty surely say, okay, we are at the top for meme coins. There's the chances for more money flowing into the meme coin space and into other meme coins is very small. So a lot of people, like you basically, all the participants who could enter the higher risk meme coin space, it's funny that I say that, are basically there. So the chances of new participants entering this space is quite low. So you have to look out for that. So understand that at some point the flows into this new meme coin category or into new meme coins will end. And if that ends, then it's just a PvP space. So meaning you only fight against other people inside of the space, and the best players usually win, and the best players know that they will take exit out of the meme coin space. The new players, the new participants who entered this space will likely continue to gamble, and the participants who already are experienced and know how those cycles work, they will take money out of the meme coin space. And this is the point where the Dogecoin market dominance will start rising again, because money flows away from those new altcoins, new meme coins. Dogecoin's market cap bottomed out or is not falling as much anymore, and then you see the dominance falling again, going up again in terms of Dogecoin's dominance. So really important to look out for this, and if you see like Dogecoin's dominance moving not as much anymore, especially as a new participant in the crypto space, you should exit your currencies at this point. Now, all of this is worthless if you are not looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the one indicator you have to look out for. If Bitcoin is in a bull run, everything else will also go up. If Bitcoin starts heading into a downtrend, this is the time where also the whole altcoin space will fall. And now it's important that you understand how to spot peaks when it comes to Bitcoin. I have two indicators for you. And again, both are just probabilities. And they just show you the odds of Bitcoin topping. But they are already quite good if you know how to use them. First of all, the MVRV Z-score. I already talked about this one a lot on this channel, so if you don't know, if you already know that, like just skip to the next part. But basically, what it shows you is, I will keep it very simple for this one because I already talk a lot. Basically, if this indicator comes close to 6 to 7, we usually saw Bitcoin topping out. You saw this in 2021, you saw this in 2017, you saw this in 2013, you saw this in 2013 again. So every time you see this indicator spiking, it's a very good sign that we are slowly coming to the end of the bull run. Now, if you look at the last bull run, you saw that we already topped out or went into this red area, red zone on February 2021. The run continued, and we basically had another top in November 2021. And in this period, the altcoin race or rally started. So just because this indicator tops, it doesn't mean that the cycle is over, but it's a very good sign. As you see that in 2017, for example, after that, the Bitcoin price dumped and the crypto market also went into sort of an bear market. So, into a clear bear market. Just be cautious if you see this indicator spiking, and make sure that you are slowly looking for exits, because the chances are high that we are entering a distribution phase, meaning that the money which is already in crypto goes from one wallet into another wallet, from one participant to another participant. So the easy phase where new people entered the crypto space and the crypto as a whole grew, slowly comes to an end. All right, but you see right now we are very far ahead from, or very far away from this red zone. I would say don't just like wait for the red zone. If you see a peak coming like at 6, for example, then you should also start to be cautious. It doesn't mean you have to exit. All right, then another very good indicator is the power law residual ratio. Now this, again, like you see it right here, is just based on statistic. So this basically looks at all sorts of different on-chain indicators, and based on them, it calculates this black line right here. And basically shows you, okay, how high is the probability based on historical events that we are close to a market top. And the higher this indicator goes, the higher the chances that Bitcoin is close to a peak. Now, so if you see this indicator spiking, it could mean that it's about time to exit. So you saw this in the last bull run again in 2021. Bitcoin's price was at its max and this indicator spiked. Now again, the altcoin rally happened from the OGs know the DeFi summer. Basically, it went from May to around about November 2021, then was like the maximum peak. Now, as you see, like this is just a sign for you. If you see, for example, Bitcoin's price dropping after this and the other indicator, the MVRV score, spiked, this shows you, okay, chances are high that we go into an altcoin rally, but if I see Bitcoin going up again and the whole market going up again, I know that this might be the end. The chances are really high, the odds are really high. So with that and the MVRV score and all the other things I just talked about, you're already pretty well equipped. You know how to spot market peaks, you know how to spot altcoin market peaks, you know how to spot altcoin peaks. And if you combine that all, you should have a pretty clear picture of what to do and when to do it. And you not just got the information on how to exit a cryptocurrency, but to exit as well. All right, with that being said, if you think this video was valuable to you and you want to support me in some way, leave a follow and comment, and then I will just drop out more of those videos, and yeah, maybe share it on social media with a friend who also wants to get into crypto. I will make the last part again. Now, if you think this video was valuable to you, I link another video somewhere around here, and leave a follow so you always are updated on all the new stuff which is coming. I will pop out more of this content now, more of this actionable content, so you actually know how to use those tools. And if in any case you want my help with that, I will link my free Telegram channel underneath this video. It's t.me/crypto game plan, a crypto game plan. I will drop like daily insights over there, things that I think are important at this specific moment. And yeah, you just get like a lot of value over there as well. So with that being said, see you in the next video.